after a divorce, and after the passing, untimely passing of my father. So that's how I became a writer. And here I am.
From dating to relationships, from sex to love, from Christianity to politics, from darkness to light, you have now entered into the real zone. Welcome to Conversations with Trent, where no topic of conversation is safe from discussion. Now, here he is, Mr. Epic himself, Trent Williams.
What's going on? What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another podcast with Conversations with Trent and Shann. Conversation with Trent and Shann. We're talking about contributors to this evening, rather. This conversation had to jump the line on the spreadsheet because I thought it was very important to speak on because it's a good one. It's a good one tonight. But I was speaking with my brother early in the week, and contributor came in a conversation. I speak to him normally most mornings as he's driving and what have you. And a great question came about contributions to a relationship, whether it be romantic, business, or whatever. So we got to talking about it, and I got to thinking about it. So my question tonight is: are you a contributor? What are you contributing to the relationship? Are you adding or subtracting from the relationship? What do you bring to the relationship, basically? Whether it be business, romantic, anything. Let's bring Shannon, get her take in it. One sec. What's going on?
Hey, good evening. Hump day, hump day.
Hump day, hump day, hump day, hump day. Yes, it is. Indeed it is. Indeed it is. How's it going today?
Which one of the horsemen brought this? Was it Torrance or was it the Gentle Giant?
It was Torrance who was speaking about. So he was like, after we talked about it, we had such a good conversation about it. This Keisa came in one sec. Let's bring Keisa in.
Oh, okay. Hey, girl.
I said, wait, I'm on mute. Hey, happy, it's Wednesday. This week with Monday, it's like, I just cannot get it together around what day of the week it is.
Oh, it's all good.
Can it just be Saturday all day for the next week? Yeah. Every day for the next week?
Exactly.
Everybody good?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah.
So yes, I thought that this would be a great topic for us to actually use for Gumbo Talk on today, because I had to the spreadsheet late, but it was a great conversation he and I had, and I knew it'd be an extra better and greater conversation I would have with you guys. But the question kept coming up: are you a contributor? What is she contributing? What was she contributing? So the story he was giving me, he and I normally talk mornings now. We making this a morning thing now, but we're speaking every morning. Mm-hmm. We got on a conversation of one of his past relationships, and he kept talking about contributions. She wasn't adding, anything. She wasn't contributing to my life. I was like, so he was comparing her to his present girlfriend and what have you. So he said, this is his third time around. He's not married the third time around, but he's got a girlfriend, but he's been married twice. And he was saying how they wasn't contributing to his life. So he kept talking about contributions and all this other stuff. Like, so are we talking monetary stuff? Are we speaking on what they bring into the party? He was like, nothing, man. Like, I didn't learn nothing from the day, nothing. Well, everything, I was hauling everything. I was hauling the load. I was like, okay, cool. So he gave him his story. He said one day he was actually in the kitchen cooking some red beans, and of course he and his family. And he said he had every Friday giving up the money. He giving her money to pay the bills. He's giving her money to pay the bills. So in the middle of him cooking dinner for his family after he's worked all week on a Friday, gave up the money to pay the bills, the lights were shut off in the middle of making dinner. And he said, man, he said, and that was it for me. I just had it at that point because I was giving everything. She was subtracting. She was taking. She wasn't never giving me anything. Nothing. I couldn't learn nothing from her. Nothing. So he said that's when he decided it was time to just roll. I was like, so she wasn't a contributor. He was like, not at all. So that's where the topic comes from. I wanted to give him his credit for having a conversation with me to striking that thought up. But contributions, what are we doing? We adding, subtracting. We can go from romantic relationships to business relationships. So it got me to thinking, was I actually adding to someone's life and or subtracting, whether it be romantic or business? So I started making a list.
What's on your list?
Some of them, and I'm not going to give out the names of these people and all this stuff, but some of them I was subtracting, I was taking from, I wasn't adding to them. And there were others where they were doing the same. So it was back and forth. So, I'm actually a corporate at that as well. So I wasn't adding it, all the time in my life either. So can't be pointing fingers at folks. And I was doing the same thing at one point.
But they say when you point a finger at somebody, you point for there's what at least 3 others pointing back at you, right?
Exactly. And well, in my case, about well, we're not gonna get a number, so y'all jump on me on this.
8,554.
Keisa, you come in. Look, you got your hair looking good. Now you come here.
I know she got a whole flip going on tonight.
You see that, huh?
I do.
Looking good. I see. But so yeah, I thought about that, man. Like, what do we do? Are we adding value to someone's life, or are we subtracting from it? And we're not just speaking on monetary things. We're talking about everything across the board. So I got a list, and I come up. You know me. I come up with a list.
The infamous
of
list.
A few things. But what do you guys think about that before I get started? Are you a contributor?
I think it works both ways. So I think it's not just a him or her thing, right? It's
exactly
your partner, your spouse, your whatever, however you want to define it. It works both ways. And
not just romantic. We're speaking business as well. But go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. There's the business aspect. And so like, I don't know. It's so interesting that you say that earlier this evening I had a conversation about wasting people's time.
Ooh.
Yeah. And now that you kind of bring this to it, I was like, that's exactly what it was. Like, there's this period right now in which they are terming it as the Great Resignation. So many people quitting their jobs. But another article said you should go job dating, right? To figure out, do these jobs add value to you? So, we come from a world where our parents worked at a place for 30 years and, you got to wait until you get your watch, your cake and your fruit punch and celebrate and walk out the door. But like, no, date and stay there for like 4 or 5 years or 2 years and be okay with it. And if it's 90 days and you realize this doesn't add value, it does not serve me. It's the same thing with human relationships as well.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't serve you, like, see you later.
Exactly. And actually, it's so funny that he and I would have this conversation one morning, but we was touching on his situation along with a friend of ours, a mutual friend of ours, who's actually going through the certain same thing. And I told her the same thing, like, is this person contributing to your life, to your kid's life? Has he added value? What type of value has he added with all these headaches that he's giving you?
Right.
What else is there? What else has he added? So she was thinking I was talking about monetary things like money. Well, he pays some bills. I said, I'm not just talking about monetary. Mm-hmm. Monetary things, money. They like to throw money into it. I was like, nah, that's not what I'm talking about. What type of value? Are you learning something from him?
Well, and are they contributing to your mental and emotional well-being? Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. That's important because, I can go out. I'm not one of these women that sits back and looks for some man to take care of her. So I know how to go out there and get it and do what I got to do. So when you come into my life, or for someone who's coming into my life, are you going to be contributing to my mental well-being, my emotional well-being,
which is most important?
All of those things. And I think, I almost think that some men now, because of the way you have so many professional women who have their own, right? They have their own houses, they have their own money. They don't need you to come in there and take care of them as the man. You have to be bringing something else, right?
Exactly.
So are you going, and it almost kind of goes back to that whole show on Sunday about protecting our peace. Everything that you bring has to protect my peace at the end of the day, has to add to protecting that peace.
Exactly.
But before we go on, I want to make sure good evening, Chicano. Nice to see you again. Welcome.
Yes.
What up, brother? What up,
Mark and Gentle Giant, welcome.
What up, Gentle Giant? What up?
Yes,
what
we're glad to see you all. And
Gentle Giant,
does he know that tonight's show was courtesy of his younger brother?
Yeah, I spoke with him earlier, so he was dying to tune in. So I told him it was courtesy of Torrance. Well, he wanted you to call him by.
Oh, Torrance Lightning Williams.
So there you go, Lightning.
I'm like, but I kind of want to know, where did lightning come from? Because is he like lightning in like intimate settings? Because that may not necessarily.
Negative. That's negative. That's a total negative.
How do you look at it? Were you there?
Here's what. Well, remember, I did do the whole introduce him to the whole situation. We talked about that on previous podcast. But anyway, we'll go forward.
Okay, we'll go forward. But Mark said it's pure mathematics. I've said this prior. Someone comes into your life to add, subtract, multiply, or divide. That, you know what, Mark? As Keisa said before, we don't always agree on everything, but you were dead on with that. You were dead on with that one.
So let's get on with the what up, Slash. So where the word lightning came in, our grandfather called him lightning because he was actually lightning was the slowest of the four of us as far as in running.
Really?
So there was this character, and back in the way in my grandfather's days on the movies, he called him the picture show at that time, called Lightning. He was always slow and going to get things. I'm coming, I'm gonna grab it for you. He was always the slowest of the four, so he could never beat us. We run him out of shoes. But that's where Lightning, he'd say something totally different, even though his business is even called Black Lightning LLC. But it's not for lightning fast. Maybe he moved that freight fast, but no, he's not the fastest move.
That is funny.
That's the fastest move.
Does he watch this show? I hope he watches.
Yeah, he watches. He watches. So that's why he was saying, hey, can y'all do this on Wednesday? I was like, we can't just jump the line like that, man. We got a spreadsheet we go by. He's like, yeah, man, it's a good conversation. I was like, okay, let's try it.
I mean, it really is. But before we move forward and we get to your infamous list, we have to ask questions. Chicano, what are you drinking on, first of all, tonight?
That's right.
And then Mark, are you singular tonight? What's going on? We're still working on that whole dating game thing for you, sir.
As the old women say, we holding on to hope, baby. That
right.
you is not gonna be.
That is. Hey,
keep hope alive.
Exactly. Hey, Chicano, before we get started digging into this topic, I don't know if you caught it last time you were on. Keisa suggested that I give something up to the viewers, so I still have that free book for you whenever you want it. Either the Chapter the Delta or the Conversation books. It's all yours. Just email TrentWill@taylorkennedymedia.com and email your information. I get that out to you, man.
I like that. Vodka and mango pineapple vodka. Svedka vodka. Nice.
Good stuff.
That sounds like it needs something.
So he said, he was asking me at Charlie, a man must come to the table with what for an independent modern woman? I think those things that we talked about before. So being able to, being emotionally available, right? And being able to support a woman's emotional well-being. It's kind of like when you lose one sense out of your five, is it 5 senses, right?
5.
It's like the other ones what did you say, Keisa?
I said 5.
Oh, okay, I got it. Okay. It's like the other ones become sharper. So it's like, to me, I look at it as like, if it's not that I need your financial support, then I need you to be able to support all those other things, right? The emotional well-being, feeding into my mental. I personally know that I'm a sapiosexual, so I'm attracted to intellect and intelligence and all of that stuff. So it's, can you pour into that with me, right? Can we can we unite over intellectual things, have conversation, discuss, different topics and world events all day, just things like that. So for me, that's what I think. If you don't have to, if a woman is not depending on you financially or doesn't require you to support her financially, then I feel like you have to be able to provide all those other, you have to be able to provide all those other things. I mean, just whatever's going to contribute to the overall peace and well-being of that woman.
Well, I got 6 things on the list where we do it together. We talk about together, because I don't believe in the whole thing of one person just bearing the entire load. So it has to be together, in my opinion.
Right. I mean, absolutely. I'm not saying it's not something together, but a lot of times I think sometimes, society, based on our societal norms, right? It's always been kind of like, where men are the providers and all this stuff. Well, now you have women who are very educated. They're running Fortune 500 companies, right? Mm-hmm. They're out earning men. So it's like, if I'm already a CFO or a CEO at a company, what are you bringing? I don't need you to bring the money, right? I've got that. I'm set in that. I've got my house. I've got my car. I've got my education. I'm running a business successfully. So it's those other things. And I'm not saying that it's just on him and that she's not bringing that too, but he was asking specifically, what is it that a man can bring to independent women? And it's like, you have to learn, you really have to meet, this is an opportunity for a man to tap into his emotional IQ.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So my point is, when I say that, I don't speak on, when I was writing the piece up, I wasn't speaking on monetary things, even though I would think that most of the viewers would firsthand jump toward, it's got to be a monetary thing. What am I bringing to the table? That's, at the average person, that's what they're going to be thinking about. But when I say togetherness, this is what I mean. How do we help each other be our best? How do we help each other be our best? How do we help each other contributing? 1, recognize each other for your commitment and caring. 2, sharing and creating positive and emotionally comfortable living spaces. Again, sharing and creating a positive and emotionally comfortable living spaces. 3, make your relationship meaningful. 4, be responsible for your actions. 5, be accountable for your commitments. That's a tough one for me.
So what was that? Say that again.
Be accountable for your commitments.
Why is that a tough one for you?
Because sometimes I could be a bit stubborn, and
you don't say.
I want to do it in my time. I want to do it. I want to do it in my time. Normally, I want it on my time.
So yeah, but when do you recognize that your time just doesn't work? That timeline doesn't meet the needs of your mate or your partner.
Exactly. That's why I said that's a struggle for me. I'm still working on that one. So that's why I stressed that one. I put a bunch of asterisks on that one because I want to.
You put a bunch of asterisks.
I can't wait for the class on that one.
Right.
So I struggle with that one pretty hard. So I'm kind of selfish on that one. And number 6, balance the work and the rewards. Balance the work and the rewards. Now, what I mean by that, balance the work and the rewards. Okay. We're doing some things together. We're accomplishing things, and there's some certain things that I need, and some things that you need, Keisa. We talked about this. We had a conversation about this, and hey, the relationship is hitting on all cylinders. I'm going to reward you by the work that you put in.
That's how Bali.
I'm balancing it.
Wait, what did you say, Keith?
We're going to Bali.
So that's what I mean when I say rewards and balance. You have to balance it.
Mm-hmm.
So if we talked about this, Shannon, hey, this is what we talked about, and I'm failing on certain things, that means I don't get any rewards. I don't get no more cookies because I'm not doing it.
Is it like a dog?
You can call it that.
Dog?
You can call it roof.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway,
the first thing was
I had to throw that in there.
The first thing that came to my mind when you said that was, here, you want a treat?
Right.
Exactly.
You're carrying it around in your treat pouch, right?
And that goes back to, and the reason why I said that is for is balance work and the reward. You have to balance it, because like on one podcast, I was telling Nick, the young brother Nick, this is last year sometime. He wanted to just give it all up at once. Just give it all. Sometimes you got to say no. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you have to say no. You can't just, because sometimes, you ladies, y'all go to taking things for granted if you get too much all at once.
And men don't.
I don't know about all that.
And men don't.
Yeah.
And men don't.
Of course. Okay. So that's one of the strong ones. The one I struggle with, is the commitment. As far as that's the one I struggle with. But the balance and reward, I think, get kind of confused with some folks, because I don't like rewarding if I don't feel like I'm getting something. So I'll hold back on something. If I don't feel like she's doing the work, and she's not holding the load as well, I'm gonna hold back a little bit.
So is this with you doing all that you're supposed to do? Right. How do you know this person isn't holding back? The other person isn't holding back because you're not doing all that you're supposed to do on your end.
That's where the conversation comes in. So if we could have a conversation about it, we can speak on it, and then we move forward. So I'm open to that. Like I'm not just bullhead and say, well, hey, I'm not just going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. Let's talk about it and work it out. Let's call the conversation, right?
Okay. So I think before we go on, I do have a question about one of the items on your list for you to elaborate on. But Mark answered it. He said a brother usually works solo, not like some of these brothers with joint social media accounts. First of all, I want to know who got a joint social media account.
Well, I know a brother that has one. And they have very
world.
Hold on one second. I know of one brother that has one, and he has a very fruitful, long-lasting relationship. I know that brother. He's a good brother. I know his wife. She's a good woman.
So did they start the account?
Wait a minute. Just because he got a joint account doesn't mean he's good or bad.
Well, I mean, a lot of brothers will be like, well, damn, what you doing? But I know the brother who has it, and he's a good guy. He's a real good guy. They're a wonderful couple. Honestly, they are.
From your view.
Yeah, but he's not the type of brother to be with no foolishness and all that stuff, and she's not the type of woman to do that either. Like, I've been knowing these people since we were kids.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Mark also said, like the meme he posted about the neurosurgeon and the brother that was a manager at Foot Locker. Oh yeah. The same one said she'd get tired off. I don't know what that means, Mark. You have to elaborate. And he says, let's keep it a buck. Modern women don't punch down in a relationship and or marriage. So yeah, elaborate on it. So you mean that they don't date down? Like they don't, like, what do you mean? Is that what that means? Or they don't find mates who are not on their same level?
Wait, which comment was that?
That was Mark. Those are both Marks.
Right here.
Yeah, he put that one about the meme. Just something about she said she'd get tired off. So we'll need you to elaborate on that one. And then I'm thinking that his last comment about punching down means that modern women aren't going to, I guess they're going to date at their level or look for partners at their level.
That hasn't been my experience, so I can't agree with Brother Mark on that one.
I just want to make sure that's what it means. That's what I'm thinking it means.
I think that's what he means. So we'll agree to disagree. I can't agree with that one.
So can you elaborate on what making? I think you said make it meaningful was one of your items on your list. What did that mean?
Wait, let me get back to it. I want to say. Oh, making your relationship meaningful?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, define meaningful.
Meaningful meaning. What's meaningful within the relationship? Like what's meaningful to you? What's at this point when you say meaningful, making one another feel special, making one another feel wanted, making one another feel like they mean something. So make it meaningful. So I kind of struggle with that one as well. I put 2 asterisks by that one.
Shall I send you your first gift of trying some sticky notes?
So I put 2 asterisks by it because
is this your self-help? Is this your self-help conversation? Like, are you trying to?
I think so.
Actually, after having that conversation with Torrance, I started looking inward at myself and the things that I wasn't doing in my relationship.
Okay.
So even though, making sure everything is good, but emotionally, I haven't been in those areas. I haven't been present.
Why is that?
Say that again, Keisa. I'm sorry.
Why is that?
Because I've been so focused on this recovery and going. Once I made the transition from therapy to medical fitness, I totally kind of just pushed everything aside because I'm like, okay, I got my second win now. Let's go.
Right, so but do you think that right, that's part of it, but do you think that's like 100% of the reason why?
That's not 100% of it, but that's a great deal of it.
Okay. Because and I only bring that up, right, because I think that as much as we're talking about being a contributor, we are often afraid of saying, what moves us and how we want to move, and what does contribution look like, and a lot of people don't want to say or don't want to talk about it because I don't want to rattle anyone.
I could be honest with you. And tell you straight up. As of late, I haven't been emotionally communicating and contributing to my relationship. I've been emotionally unavailable. I've been focused in one area, and then with these books going, these books resurging and moving again, and the conversations moving again, I've been kind of just putting those emotions in different places. So I have to find some balance. I'm just being transparent.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Okay. I just have to find some balance. I have to really find some balance. And then with the way this injury works, I still have you guys have to remember I still have a brain injury, and I can't juggle things the way I used to. So I got to find some balance. So I got to figure it out for myself.
That will take a while. It's slow in coming. Exactly. And having had a TBI myself, that wasn't a stroke. I had a concussion.
Right.
So it'll come.
Exactly. So
you'll start to remember how to be a great contributor.
Exactly. So Tarsus is probably gonna hear this and call me first thing in the morning because he's ringing the phone at 5:30. Well, damn, I was coaching you.
Damn.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. We have to be mindful, man. We have to be mindful individuals when we're in these relationships, whether it be business or romantic. Mm-hmm. We have to be balanced with everything. We have to make sure we're balancing everything. And our partner, whoever it is, whether it be romantic or a business partner, make sure that they're getting the things that they need, the nutrients that they need within the relationship.
Yep. And you talk about contributor, right? Like he unknowingly poured into your cup so that you can pour into other people's cups. So that works.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So Mark, what did he say? He said the same one that says she'd get tired of him. I'm not sure what that means. She gets. I mean, I remember the post, but I don't remember the exact thing.
She paid for. Wait a minute. Go put that back up. She paid for the wedding and what?
And bought him a new car.
Oh God.
Wait, what did he say? What did he say?
Well, what's the point we're making about that, Mark? Is it? I mean, and is it the whole thing about she dated or she found a partner that was not necessarily at her level professionally?
So I would say I can't fault a woman for doing that. She's because most women are emotionally driven, but still, honestly, women make better decisions than men. I'm just gonna be honest. Just put it out there. So I can't agree with woman dating down. She's going exactly where she want to go. She doesn't at that moment. That woman's not looking at that as a dating down situation.
Right.
She's thinking, how can I build? What she's thinking about is how can I build this brother up to bring him where I am. That's what most professional women, most successful women are thinking about. They're not thinking about she's pulling them out the mud. She's telling, hey, I'm going to pull you up out the mud. Just make sure you wash yourself off, but I'm going to pull you up.
So,
and what I mean by that is supporting anything, but it doesn't have to always add up to like monetary things. Well, go ahead, Shannon. I'm sorry.
Right. No. So, Keith, you know what I was thinking based on that comment is that do you find or do you think that women, and let's say we've been in this category, women, and we got our own home, I just sold my home, but being that we went, professional women, educated women, have our own homes, had our own money, raised our kids, all of that stuff, that it's a challenge finding men who are on that same level, or even some of the men that we have been involved with that we've had to, I don't want to say date down, but we've dated men that we've brought along.
Had to adjust and accommodate, I think is the word that I would use to kind of feel
that's
it.
That's good. That's a good word.
And it's frankly, it's exhausting.
I mean, you said accommodating, right?
Yeah. And I think that if people would just, especially for like us, right? If a guy would just step back and just say, hey, how else can I contribute? I may not be able to do this, but I can certainly do this. Like,
it takes a lot of swallowing the pride. It takes a lot of
a person like me, right? Like, I've raised these kids. I used to get up at 5:45 in the morning, and to avoid them eating school lunch. Listen here, these kids were going to school with surf and turf and vegetables. Same thing I took to lunch, right?
Okay.
So, like, I need a break. Like, how about I come home from work and you have that cooked for me?
That means that that means that. Right, and in most cases like that, when women find themselves in situations like that, you haven't done your due diligence properly.
What do you mean? We haven't done our due diligence.
Meaning, at some point, somebody dropped the ball as far as communicating to, hey man, what do you expect? This is what I expect of you. If you're not bringing this, what else are you contributing to? Somebody didn't have that conversation.
So do you really have, and I'm just asking, do you really sit down and have that conversation and be like, hey, I've got this, I'm doing this, I'm bringing this relationship. I need you to be the person who does this, that, and the other. I don't know.
These days, yes, you have to. Everything has to be clear, man.
Did you have that conversation? Have you had that conversation in your own relationship?
No, because I wasn't lacking.
You think that?
You just said you were.
No, listen. Hold on a second. We're talking about past. It depends on what we're speaking of.
Let's talk about now.
We're talking about now.
That conversation now, because you just said that there was some things.
No. I thought you were talking about past relationships.
Okay, no problem.
Yep, that's fair.
So as far as with this relationship, we had some conversations that I pushed back.
Yeah, but then where's the compromise?
I just said that I put a couple of asterisks by some things that I was struggling with.
What the hell does an asterisk mean?
I was going to stress it, meaning this is some of my problem. This is my problem.
These are things that you need to work on.
These are things that I need to work on.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be.
And Lisa, Keisa said it earlier. Hey, at least I'm admitting, right?
That's the
okay,
first
but you can admit to it. But what are you? Or is there like what do you do to fix your?
Hey, Shan. Admitting there's a problem is the first step to recovery.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, all right. I'm not gonna go there, because I'm just like, so you admit, I'm one of those people who's like action. So you admit there's a problem, then what do you do?
Right? Are we gonna just fester over it, or are you
gonna? How long is it gonna be? Like, I'm like Yoda. There's no try. There's just do. Right? That's how I feel. You don't try. You either do it or you don't.
Mm-hmm.
And then.
Hey.
So I'm like, how long do you just get to, like Keisa said, fester over stuff and do what you need to do or what you should be doing?
When we're talking about emotional things in this situation here, we talk about emotional things. Those emotional things, if you're not emotionally available that's gonna take some time. That'll take some time. That'll take time when you're dealing with it.
Okay, well, how much time do you think is?
I'm about to say, because your ass about to be alone.
I don't think so.
Hey.
Lord, we have gone way past break. It is already 8.
We have.
I mean, it's 7:41 or 7. What is it?
7:36.
What a way to take me off of the hot seat. Thanks, ladies.
Wow. Okay. Oh, don't worry, we coming back.
That's right.
And for our audience, don't worry, we gonna bring you in because we want to know about the stuff that you are or aren't contributing to as well. So be prepared to get in the hot seat.
I know. Yeah, I want to know what you can do better.
Yes, Gentle Giant, Chicano. I know y'all got some stuff that y'all.
Gentle Giant's still there?
I don't know. We need to make sure he's there. Your brother. You should make sure he's still there. Is he on parole tonight?
I don't know.
And with that, we're headed to a break. We'll be back.
We'll be right back, folks.
Check out the creative work of the author Trent Williams of www.taylorkennedymedia.com. Chapter of the Delta gives us a peek at his life-changing events. And if that's not enough, Trent tells you more about his brothers and his life through memoirs in his book, The Four Horsemen. His blogs and daily stimulating quotes are published in his book, Life's Little Addiction. And when you have a need of some human coaching of life and relationships, take a look at Conversations with Trent, Volume 1 and 2, and Conversations with Trent, Limited Edition. You will find his works available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and all online book retailers.
Welcome back to Conversations with Trent. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're online and want to be a part of tonight's topic, you can do that by dialing 347-324-5327. Press the number 1 to get into the queue so that your voice can be added to tonight's conversation. Now, let's get back to the show.
All right, we're back. Good stuff there. Of course, wonderful ad from Tabs Edible Creations, wonderful partner with Taylor Kennedy Media as far as the sponsorship goes. Hopefully, I can get a cookie in the mail. My boxes are running low, even though they're not low, they're running low. Hint, hint, wink, wink. TabsEdibleCreation.com is a spot to be for those infused cakes or those wonderful cookies for those cookie monsters.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink.
I'm trying to figure out. I'm not wearing a hoodie. Are you, Keisa?
I have one, but it's mine.
Well, Keisa hasn't sent over.
Okay, I will. That's an excuse, though.
You know what, Keisa? Now we gotta work together, huh? I'm trying to work this out for both of us.
Wait a minute, though. Didn't you just have a conversation about you were about action? Just do.
Talk. What do you want me to figure out?
What?
You want me to send the wrong? Want me to send the wrong side?
I'm out of that part.
No, okay, you're right. I will do my part.
Because you definitely know the email.
Okay.
Hint, hint, wink, wink.
Go to Lovette.
Oh, Mark said these emotional things are often not discussed, especially with the chemical imbalances and meds taken or not. Folks not dealing with their baggage and needs, now offering up to someone else.
Exactly.
Hey, Trent Chicano wants you to post the email if you don't mind. He wants to make sure he's spelling it right.
Okay. I'm actually working with you guys know I'm working with the one hand, so can you type?
Oh, dear God. You know what? You in this condition.
I can't reach. You want me to say this live on air?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
You've been doing all this amazing therapy. Show us what you're working with. No, I'm just
right.
kidding.
That's what I'm saying. And then he talked all this amazing sugar honey iced tea, right? But then he wanna pull out my condition card. Honey, bro, it don't work like that.
Well, Keisa knows the email address because I have emailed Keisa. Can you give it out?
Keisa doesn't know it though.
Keisa could type it in. Trent will at.
Oh yes.
Trent will at TaylorKennedyMedia.com.
Where am I typing it?
Because Chicano wants the email.
Okay.
Make sure he spells it right. Because I think Trent's going to send him a book, and I think Trent will probably send you a T-shirt too.
Ooh-wee.
I just did that. You're welcome.
Bing.
So good.
Let's see. Oh. Yeah, we'll get it.
Gentle Giant, where are you at? Where's the Gentle Giant? Did you ask him if he was still here? Where's Ursula? I think Martina's probably working, but
yeah, I think Ursula has class tonight.
Darn.
You know what, ladies, we need some support here.
I know.
My brother's always showing up. Maybe
I
don't
know.
Then he be tiptoeing out like he gotta go back. You know, like
maybe we should be like 60 Minutes and just be on Sundays. Because we seem to get a great mix on the weekend.
Yeah.
That's true too. So contributing.
Contributing. So I think one of the things the question I posed to Keisa that we were left off on was about as being professional women or independent women or whatnot, and sometimes dating men that what was the word you there were the 2 A's. What did you describe it as?
Accommodate and
adjust.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Do me a favor. There is a viewer that's actually viewing it right now.
Mm-hmm.
What would you guys do in a situation where is you totally in a situation where it's everything is yours, everything. You've been cheated on, you've been mistreated, you've been taken for granted, all this stuff. Now it's time to move on. It's time to move on. You made the decision to say, "Hey, I'm going to release this situation. You can't come to the house. You can't do this. You can't do that." What would you do? What would you tell someone in that situation? What would you say?
That is G7 classified.
I'm gonna be honest. I've been in that situation, and I was in that situation way longer than I needed to be. I'm gonna be very honest. I was a person with a professional career. I brought everything to the table, and for me, I will say at the time, the things that I was looking for, and that I've recognized that I have looked for, are all those emotional things. Where I felt I was lacking and wanted the support. It's like I didn't need your money. However, as a woman, because I want to be supportive of my man or whatnot, it's like I'm doing everything I can to help bring you up as well.
And it gets exhausting.
It does. It does. It does get very exhausting. I will say I didn't recognize it while I was in this situation or in the relationship. I just thought I was being a good woman. I'm that ride or die chick. I'm trying to help my dude, we're gonna be great together. We're gonna work towards this. I want you to, and all that. But, at the same time, it got to a point where I wasn't getting all of those other things that, if I don't need you to bring the money and everything right now, so to speak, you're not doing your part in those other areas.
You know where you see that? Waiting to Exhale. So remember when she's throwing his stuff out?
Would it be you're a mess?
What's the character that plays Michael Beach's wife? He's this big shot, and he's when if you think about it, take away kind of like what's happening. She says one thing she says was, I helped you when you didn't have anything. I built you up, even though she's a stay-at-home mom at this point in their lives. She's like, I helped you build all of this, and this is the thanks I get. So that's why she was like, it is trash. Yep, I did set it on fire.
Well, love hang over sale. Everything was $1.
Let's put some more junk on top of that, and I'm cheating. On top of I'm bringing
let's not forget that aspect, because I'll be transparent. That was going on as well. Not on my end, but on the other person's end.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So that would just some encouraging words for this person that's actually viewing. What would you do?
Encouraging words. I wish that I had I look back now and I'm like, what the hell was wrong with me? Like, why did you stay in? Like I stayed in that for a long time.
What's a long time?
About 4 years.
Oh shit.
Yeah, a long time.
But see, you got to remember too, though, Trent, there are a lot of moving parts and pieces of this.
Do tell, explain.
Well, I mean, there's more than just you and your spouse or partner. So there's other things to consider. So we all stay in things longer than we need to or should.
At times, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, but sometimes I don't even know what I could tell you, because it's not like I didn't have friends and family on the outside telling me, but I was just so in love, so to speak, right? I wanted there was something I wanted to believe. Like, as women, sometimes we think we can fix. We can do this. We can make you better. We can help you do this. And it just got to a point where one day something just clicked, and it was just like, no, I can't.
Yeah.
It's on your own. It has to be on your own time. It doesn't matter how many girlfriends tell you, how many dudes.
I'm glad you brought that up.
It doesn't matter how many people tell you, sir.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I asked her. I said she mentioned the in love thing. I said, are you in love or you victimized?
I definitely was. No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that about. And I will be honest. I'm sure it happens, but I will be honest. I've never been the person that's just been stuck on somebody like stupid because of some sex. And I'm gonna be honest. I can get sex anywhere. Tons of bench players. Not that but I'm just saying it's not that hard. Just like for men, it's not that hard. For women, it's not that hard.
Wait a minute. You said it's hard. Are you saying it's hard for men to get sex?
No, she said just like men, it's not that hard.
It's not hard. Like it's not hard for men for y'all to go out there and find and if you need some booty,
it's super hard for me, man. I can't even catch a cold. It's super hard for me. I can't catch a cold.
Whatever.
Mark, I have not heard that in a long time. Mark said #build a brother.
Yeah. And it's kind of like but it's kind of like what we say for men, that save a hoe syndrome, right?
Yes.
Save a hoe for a man. We want it, and I have been a victim. I have been a victim or fallen into that I'm not gonna be lie. I've fallen into that category at one point.
Yeah. And you know, build. I did a show on that years ago about Build a Brother.
Whew.
Yeah, it was deep.
You know, I think, and I know for me, I think I focused too much because there were good traits and there were bad toxic traits. I'm not even gonna say bad traits; there were toxic traits.
Right.
But for me, I know I focused too much on the good traits, right? To try to make the toxic traits not seem so, prevalent or strong. But it also, goes back to where I was mentally and emotionally at that time when I was dealing with that person.
And folks need to understand, man, the longer you stay and put up with non-contribution, you're enabling this person to hurt you. You enable this person to do everything that he's doing to you. You're allowing him to do it. You're enabling him to do a lot of things to stack and add on to what he's doing. The longer you stay stuck in that, trying to make your mind up, you're enabling this guy.
Sorry, you know how sometimes melanin folk, we hear a sound because I'm here by myself right now and I heard a sound and I'm like,
that's funny.
What's that? Because it's just me. Like, what that sound? But Mark said the panel's responses to modern educated women accommodating to a 9-to-5 brother. Are you all speaking from friends, co-workers? Are there really Mr. Moms out there? It sounds more
absolutely.
Like
I know
someone I can actually yeah.
I know someone who's a VP and their husband stays at home and he does the daddy thing. Had another friend who his wife was an expat in another country, and so he couldn't work. So he would just go out with the other husbands and, get a few rounds of golf. So that was his thing. So, it works.
Yeah, I know of a serious situation going on right now. Personally, I know.
Is it one that they want it that way or
the woman she's actually in control of that situation. She's a serious. Yeah,
you don't say any of that with a smile. Wow.
She's a serious what?
Sounds like dude is in prison.
She's not gonna have it any other way. So I feel sorry for the brother.
What do you mean any other way as far as what?
Because he's a kept brother and she likes it that way.
That's the way it is. I mean, she's in control of the entire situation. So he's not. I feel sorry for the brother, but
but he likes it though. He's still there. How long have they been together?
They've been a good 15.
Oh yeah, man. After 2 years, it was over. He loves it.
That dynamic works for them.
Yep.
I mean, she. When you talk about an alpha female, she's an alpha female times 1,000.
He is attracted to it. So he likes it. He is still there 15 years.
But you know what?
If he was imprisoned and he was living in the basement chained up, you would not know because he likes it.
That's funny. But she's good people. She's real good people. But yeah, she's not gonna get it.
Different strokes for different folks.
I guess he likes being a kept man. I don't want to keep a man. I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to. I ain't gonna lie. At this point in time in my life, I'll be a kept woman. I don't have a problem with that. But I can't be, but I know for me, even if I was, because you know the demographic where we live, Keita, how a lot of these women, they're stay-at-home moms, right? You know,
PTA at 10 a.m.
Right. I couldn't do all that. I was working, but even if I had that, it's not option. It's not like I could just sit at home. Like I'd have to be still actively out there doing stuff, whether it's doing stuff in the community, just something to make myself feel like I'm contributing. You know what I mean? I couldn't just sit there and eat bonbons and watch soap operas.
Like I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could to be a man sitting in a situation like that and you calling all the shots. That's not gonna work for me.
Yeah, because best believe if she's keeping him, she is calling all the shots.
That's not gonna work.
Can't go to the man who ain't bringing because it's no money.
My mouth is too bad for that. That's not gonna work for me.
At some point in time, it's gonna be like, excuse me, I paid these bills. What you doing? You know, something's
gonna you bring to the table. Non-contributor,
right? You know what? That's the nice version, Keisa. Because you know that's not how it's going down.
That's fun. That's fun. But that's the downside to the not contributing. Disrespect.
So Mark said, sounds like outliers, not the rules. The numbers don't back that this happens in high percentages. As far as what men being kept, is that what you're talking about, Mark?
It depends on what circles you're running in, Slash. It depends on the people that you know that you've encountered. I know several of them. I'm telling you, I could call them off. I mean,
are these people in your age, in the 40, 50 age group range?
These are friends of mine.
Okay, so I will say this, that I have noticed that a lot of and don't be trying to judge me or shade me just because I've had some experience with some younger generational folk.
You might want to go warm that bottle up and give it to one of them niggas. Go ahead.
However, they don't mind being kid. You know, the whole cougar thing is kind of like, because truthfully, all I had to do is throw a PS5 out there.
Wow. Wow. What a way to lower your standards. Wow.
I'm not saying I'm doing that, but I'm just saying it's like, I think some of these younger generational brothers are accepting of being kept.
That's crazy. I agree with that since you said that.
With the whole cougar phenomenon.
Yeah.
No, when I'm talking about these brothers, like you know, I have some friends, and I have friends in executive positions, not just a regular. They're executive positions, and I know two of for sure right now who's in similar situations as he being the guy that's being the non-breadwinner.
Mm-hmm.
Two different situations I know of.
Well, I mean, I look back and I think, but I remember when I was married, we both worked, but I was always the person who made more money.
Yep.
Right. But that didn't mean, now I didn't hold that over his head. We were both contributing, but you know,
Mad thing don't come no Shannon. Come on, let's be honest now.
But you know what though, to your point though, as we move up in rank in our jobs,
right,
it is more common than you would ever think of.
That's true.
I will never forget, we had an event at the old Brave Stadium, and of course my company owns a suite since they're a major sponsor, and we had an event in the suite, and some folks brought their husbands along. Mm-hmm. None of those jokers worked.
Hey,
I was like, well, gee.
Now, honestly, the brothers that I'm talking about, they have jobs, but their wives' jobs are so much better to where it's like, nigga, you ain't got no job, you got a paper route.
Yeah, but let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question though. What's so bad about that?
That's nothing bad about it. There's nothing bad about it. But there comes a balance. There has to be a balance somewhere. It has to be balance. You have to create balance. Somebody has to create balance.
But how do you can't define balance for them though?
No, you can't. So you gotta get your rhythm. You gotta figure it out for yourself. But they have to find a balance and make that relationship work.
But that is their balance, him not working.
or him not having a profession or a career that is as prominent
requires
as
him to
his
be
wife,
there every day
and
like
brings
that.
as much financial, benefit.
There you go.
Right.
But he's still contributing at some point.
Yeah. So, but what's interesting is that really right now, you think about now with all the diversity and inclusion stuff that's going on. And, even when I'm online and I see all these different, I'll say women of color who are being put into very prominent positions at different major corporations and things of that this may be, a conversation or dynamic that's actually occurring, because how many of their husbands have equally prominent positions and they're wherever they work.
That's true.
So
That's true.
Mark had a comment. He said sheet. That's all I'm saying. Sheet. He said, I'm seeing women on my timeline getting down on one knee. Yeah, I've seen that. That's not for me.
Yeah, no, thank you.
No, I won't be getting down on one knee.
Yeah, that's a little
That's
different.
taking things a little
That's a little different, a little desperate.
I don't understand this. Like, I'm all for Me Too and women's rights and equal rights, but damn it, I'm not proposing to nobody. I'm just not. I'm not.
I go ahead and take that 5 carat when you get a chance.
I'm not proposing to nobody.
But that's like my other show, 90 Day Fiance.
Yeah. Wait.
What's her name? The one that went over to Belize to go marry. She's like giving the guy everything, and then she proposed to him. And I was like,
I'm trying to remember. Which one was that?
The crazy girl. She was like from Michigan somewhere, and she goes to
girl?
Belize. She was seeing the cousin, and then she stopped messing with him because she sees a psychic.
The white lady.
Yes.
She was from Michigan. She had like some kind of spa cosmetics.
Yep.
You know what I did? I must not have seen the whole series. She
proposed to the guy. Yeah.
That's different. Okay.
Because the guy she was supposed to be bringing over was the younger guy,
right?
And then when she broke, when they were on her out, she slept with the cousin, and she brought the cousin back. Oh yeah, that's slip. Yeah.
Hey, it's 3 after the hour. We did promise that we'd be
prompt.
Yeah, we'd be.
Where is the gentle giant? Like, why did he back out?
Maybe he's tied up with chains tonight.
I think you need to call him right now. Call him live on the air. He needs to answer for this.
Well, with that, so Trent, what's on your plans for the rest of the week?
Actually, I've been working on this publishing stuff. So I'm the relaunch of the chapter the Delta, and actually going into the Audible stage of that is still in production.
Nice.
So, and the reason for releasing the chapter the Delta, let me get to it. There we go. Re-releasing chapter the Delta to introduce everyone to the characters that's actually went over into the Romello story. So it's an epic story, man. Wonderful story. And if you guys enjoyed the Four Horsemen, chapter the Delta, you're going to love Romello. You're going to love that story.
I wanted to enjoy the Four Horsemen, but I've never received it.
It's coming with your sweatshirt.
My hoodie? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll get to the book, Shan. Okay, I'll get to the book. I got a ton of these, so I have to replenish the.
I've read that one. I read that in one sitting.
Yeah, so no, it's all.
We read all about the whole Romello was.
Yeah, I'll get that. I get that on the way. But so that the Audible thing is going to be on Audible. I'm excited about that because when I started publishing, I didn't do anything as far as audio. Ebooks, everything was all ebook was cool, all that stuff. But this is the first time someone's asked. I got a narrator narrating the entire trilogy:
nice.
Four Horsemen, Chapter the Delta, and Romello. So it's gonna be nice, man. Sweet. I'm excited about it.
So what's on tap for you for the rest of the week, Shan?
Well, I'm kind of playing Nurse Shan right now. Actually, once we get off here, I'm about to go check on my dad, who I've been going back and forth with today. But what am I doing this week? I don't know.
Well,
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't with my move and everything. I haven't been and being a daughter, a caretaker right now, I can't say that I'm going to be baking.
That sounds independently wealthy to me.
Sounds what?
Sounds independently wealthy to me.
Oh, sounds like somebody just wants some.
No, I may try some. I'll probably do some baking. We'll probably do some baking this weekend, but today I'm just kind of like, yeah, like that. But this was fun. I really liked the whole
Torrance with the country
thing. I'm a little I don't want to say upset, but I'm a little not feeling the Gentle Giant tonight for I don't know what it is.
You feel abandoned?
I feel abandoned.
What was the question, son? I'm more than sure he's gonna go back and listen to it.
I think those two things that God blessed you with between your legs need to fall and drop.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
All right. I call it like I see it.
Well, don't forget that Friday is a bread and milk day.
What?
Friday is a bread and milk day.
What does that mean?
You know, Atlanta and our weather.
Oh God! Oh yes, it sure is. We're supposed to get another. Hey, but the snow was cute.
It was pretty.
Snow was cute. It was pretty. The little flurries that we got.
That's good stuff, man.
But I am glad that the city was prepared, and we didn't. At least I never experienced any ice or any bad road conditions. So
yeah.
So I think the next one we're gonna do from the spreadsheet. I was actually speaking with another viewer after our last show, and I made mention to the one that you guys come up with the fake nails and etc.
Yeah.
They were excited about that. So
what was the name of it? Wait, what was the name?
Positives.
False positives.
Positives.
So they're excited about that. I think we should do that on Sunday.
Oh, maybe I should get some weed.
So you can have that trouble again?
Yeah, maybe we'll come in with parts.
So you got your hair whipped up, Keis?
Yeah, what's going on, Keis? What's going on?
There's nothing going on other than I had to have my hair painted. So false positives.
What does that mean? what does that mean, painted? What does that mean?
What does it mean to you?
Like literally spray painted or something?
No, this is permanent.
Colored, sir, colored.
Oh, okay, colored. Sounds
like what we used to be called, colored folk. You know, colored.
That's right.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Mark he said, hold up. I'm here for all the smoke from Mr. Epic and Brother Al. What does that mean?
Hilarious.
Ain't no smoke, only facts, Mr. Marine. No smoke, just facts.
That's funny.
One got to hold them together. The other one need to drop them two things.
You're funny. That's funny.
I just call it like I see it.
So until Sunday.
Until then.
Wonderful conversation. Shout out to Torrance again for
Hey Torrance. You should come on the show.
Topic. Thank you.
Yes.
Now, he wouldn't be bashful to come on. He would broadcast from his truck.
Oh my gosh, yes.
He really would.
I think he should.
He really would.
I think he should. Chicano, thank you for joining us again. We missed you the past couple of weeks.
Chicano, appreciate you, brother.
And he said he's going to be emailing you, so make sure you send him a book and a shirt since I put it out there.
Got you covered, man.
It'd be nice if Keisa and I could get one, but
Well, Keisa,
take care of that. I got that today.
I'm gonna say this on live podcast. When Keisa start responding and replying to my emails, I'm gonna send.
I don't even see them.
You don't see? Are you sending me the spam? I thought it was just joking.
Potentially.
Oh my God!
That smart ass.
No, you're garbage.
Okay. Hey, next one.
You don't straight to garbage. I'm sorry.
Next one you're gonna pay for. I guarantee.
Hilarious. Gotta love it.
It's all good, man.
I appreciate you guys. I'm so scared.
I appreciate you guys. I really do.
You're welcome. It was a fun show. Good seeing everyone tonight.
All right.
Shannon, you want to close out or what you gonna do?
Yes. Thank you all for joining us. Please go over to YouTube and subscribe to the Conversation with Trent hit the subscribe button so you know when we're coming on. You'll get those nice alerts. And don't just you jump on there, bring a friend next time and join us. All right. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Good night, you guys.
Good night.
Good night, folks.
Conversations with Trent in conjunction with Taylor Kennedy Media and your radio network would like to thank you for calling in and listening to tonight's episode. We hope that tonight's conversation offended you just enough to turn your mirror inward to come back for more. So until next week's conversation, be epic.